I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat, and this is Serrano pepper. It's Capsicum annum. Here's the thing about the Serrano. It's part of our pepper tolerance building series. Each time we pick a new pepper, it's a 6-day series, 6 videos. Day 5, our goal is to eat the entire pepper. And on day 6, we eat the same amount that we ate on day 1. And you'll see how your tolerance has risen. Now, here's one thing that's very important. I mentioned this in the last video. You know, when you start at jalapeno, it's one thing, but each time you get a new pepper, that's 5 days to eat a whole pepper. You may feel rushed, and I don't want you to eat something that's going to get you to the point where it's going to, this isn't for me, and turn your back on it. So please, this is a really important part. Please don't be afraid to stay on a pepper a little bit longer. There's no race, okay? There's no... It's not like you should check to see where you should be. It's you know, everybody marches to the beat of their own drummer, and that's how everybody chases the heat as well. So that's what I wanted to kind of tell you guys. The jalapeno is what we started with. It's between 2,000 and 8,000 Scoville heat units. Then we went to Fresno, which is 2,500 to 10, and now we're on Serrano, which is 10 to 25. So it's a substantial jump. This is one of those peppers. Oops, I didn't put my neck knife on. Let me do that. It's a great pepper. Today's day 3, so I'm going to probably eat half of the pepper that I've selected. It's another one of those peppers that's it starts green and matures to red, but we typically see them green because that's how they ship them to stores. If you let them ripen to red, it's going to alter the flavor, but really won't change the heat too much. But here we go. You know, the aroma has kind of a grassy aroma. It's just how I kind of interpret it. Listen, what we're doing each time, you're taking notes. You should be taking notes. Write down what you're prepping. It wasn't probably, even for somebody who's brand new, it's good to prep. You know what I mean? I don't want you to get cramped up. So eat something before you do this. If you're prepping, there are videos on the channel about prepping, but starchy stuff works really good. Mashed potatoes, a banana, peanut butter jelly sandwich, something like that. As long as they're, you know, what you don't want is the pepper in your stomach with nothing lining it. That's, you know, you're going to ask for cramps, and cramps are a drag. They really are. You're going to write down how long it took for the pain for the heat to start building. What was the burn like? Where was it in your mouth? On a scale from 1 to 10, how hot was it? How long did it last? When did it go away? Did you have any cramps? That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. All right. The more notes you can put in, the more you're going to be able to track it and see it. Especially when you go back and look at it later. All right. So here we go. Day 3 of the Serrano Trials. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. This one was grassy, but had a floral notes to it, which is unusual for me anyway. So, brings up a good point. Even if you've only done the jalapeno, you've already realized that peppers change, that all peppers are not the same. Even within the same strain of pepper, you're going to have different, you know, subtle changes. Yesterday's Serrano was hotter than today's. The burn is on my tongue, not my throat, like you get with some super hots. So I'm kind of, oh, you know what? Hang on. There was one that I wanted to read because I thought it was great. And I apologize for forgetting it. Yeah. Oh, no. You know what? I'm sorry. I should have. Let me read a couple. These aren't the comments I wanted, but they're pretty good ones. This is from Dale Cox. Johnny, my wife ate the whole pepper. She's starting to like the burn. She said it tastes really good to her, and the heat only stayed for about 5 minutes. She said it burned her mouth and her lips, but she loved it. I love that she's getting into peppers. Love to all. Have a blessed day. It's pretty cool, Dale. The next one is from Jeremy Fowler. It says, funny story about the Serrano. Me and a friend took a huge bite out of a hot Serrano thinking it was a small jalapeno. That was the first time I ever experienced a full endorphin dump from one bite of a pepper. Totally threw us for a loop, but that was also the same story that got me into peppers. The wind almost blew my camera over. So that was pretty cool. I will select the comments for the next one. I apologize for not finding the one I was looking for. But I'm proud of all of you. Here's the thing we got to start talking about. We're on day 3, so we're only 2 days away from eating the entire pod. We have to start thinking about what the next pepper is going to be. Now, one thing that's really important is there are times, and people ask me this, if you live in a place, a lot of people in America live in a place where they don't necessarily know somebody who's growing. They aren't plugged into the chili community so much yet. And the only pods that are available in their local grocery stores are jalapeno, Serrano, banana peppers, and Fresnos. All right, so, and I've used this example in the past, but if you had 2 people who were starting at the exact same place, even identical twins, so they're physiologically they were the same, and all you had were jalapenos to build your tolerance. You got to the point, both twins got to a point where they could both eat a jalapeno without any trouble. One just continued eating a jalapeno every day. Just one jalapeno every day. But the other twin started eating multiples. Let's say they did that for a period of 2 months. One just ate single jalapenos, and the other twin ate multiples. At the end of a couple months, do you know who's going to have a much higher tolerance, even though they were training and prepping and building tolerances using the exact same pepper? You got it right. It's going to be the brother the twin that ate multiples. So it's, whatever, if you want to raise your tolerance, the key, very simply, is just to eat hotter stuff or more of what you got. All right? So the reason that's important is the pod season is winding down. And what happens then is there are still peppers throughout the year in grocery stores, but they're, like I said, they're basically just going to be jalapenos, Serranos, Fresnos, banana. That's kind of going to be it. So it's good to talk about what to do in the off season. Now, you can use sauce and powders to also keep your tolerance up. A good thing that you need to remember about tolerances with peppers, almost with anything, if you go to the gym and you start working out, you start getting in good shape, and you take 2 weeks off, and then you go back to the gym, you can't do what you did before you took the 2 weeks off. It'll be much harder. It's with anything. Tolerances drop quickly, and they take a little bit more effort to build. Now, one of the things that makes in the past, the off season is when I review other things other than peppers. You know what I mean? And my tolerance drops during the off season. But that's part of the fun of it, to me anyway. Each new season, when the peppers come around, it's not that I'm starting from scratch, but I'm certainly starting to build my tolerance over again because it's lowered in the off season. So that's something to factor in. But there you have it, people. I hope you wrote down good notes, what you prepped with, where it burned, how long it burned. And you've seen some variances in peppers, most assuredly. So make sure you take good notes. Again, don't feel stressed. If you're eating today, for instance, day 3, almost half a Serrano. If you weren't able to, don't worry about it. Don't even sweat it. Stick on Serranos for a while. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? As long as you keep eating peppers. So here's what you got to remember. While you're eating them, they're so good for you physically. They're building your immune system. You're getting lots of vitamin C. It's speeding up your metabolism. And it just makes life better. I think it does. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. Tomorrow we'll do day 4 of the Serranos. We'll be doing 3/4 of a Serrano pepper. And then the following day, we're going to eat an entire pepper. So please join me. In the description box, you're going to see a link for Lone Star Mastiff Farms, a great company if you want pods, a great company if you want a dog that'll protect your family. It's pretty cool stuff. Right here, you're going to see the Lifeboat, which is my brother's channel, and Johnny Scoville Jr., my son. Listen, the Lifeboat's really important. I talk about it a lot, but I don't talk about it enough. Do you realize that if you factor in sugar, the addiction Americans have to this, cigarettes and all the other things that are out there, because cell phones are an addiction. If you have kids and you don't think it's an addiction, take away their games or their video games or cell phones and watch. After about an hour, they start getting grumpy. About 2 hours, you start, they're just showing signs of somebody who's off their whatever, their substance. It's an addiction. So if you factor in things like sugar and food and gambling and everything, shopping, everything else, what percentage of our country is not addicted to something? So the Lifeboat is a wonderful channel getting a hold of things. And if you want to put a habit behind you, or more importantly, just kind of living your best life, because that's what the Lifeboat's about, please check it out. It's a good channel. And up on top, you're going to see Pepperology. Pepperology is a series. It's a whole ton of videos in the playlist designed for brand new chili heads. So if you're brand new to the chili world, first of all, congratulations. We're glad you're here. It's beautiful, isn't it? But check out Pepperology. It's good stuff for you. And the other one up on top is just for your entertainment pleasure. This is all the 26 hardest challenges I've ever done. And they're brutal. Every once in a while, I'll do a video. I'll see a comment on a video. They say, man, I've never seen you like this. I'm like, it's just a pepper. They're like, I've never seen you burn like this. I'm like, check out the challenges. So check those out. I love you guys. I really do. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 4. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.